Welcome back. My name is Zane. Today we'll be having a look at UMA. It's an interesting cryptocurrency, to say the least, actually. Very interesting cryptocurrency. And I like to have an in depth look at what UMA is, what they're trying to achieve, what's their hope for the future, and what are they doing right now. And how much are the tokens, how much do they cost? Not to mention, what's the supply like? That's a really good question when talking about these because supply usually determines how high the crypto goes. Not just supply, but it determines what critically determines if a crypto goes high or if a crypto 100x is if it's a good project, if it's decentralized, you know, if it's secure, if it's scalable. All those unique attributes are very important to each and every cryptocurrency. And that's what I want to find out today. What is UMA? What does it stand for? Let's get that clear out of the way. It stands for Universal Market Access, right? And UMA is driven by a shared belief that the financial market should be free, open, and fair. That's important. Fairness is important. The economy freedom created by a free and open market enables everyone equal opportunity to pursue prosperity and build financial independence. And we all know if you're interested in cryptocurrency, you're trying to be financial independent. Financial freedom is key, and that's so important. So that already captures my interest. When I was doing the research, this captured my interest immediately, and I was like, yes, I definitely want to make a crypto video on this. Now, guys, this is Altcoin Disrupt. Do remember to hit that subscribe button. Do remember to hit that like button. This is how you support the channel, and leave a comment if you want to, and tell me what coin should I review next, because I always want to know your favorite coin that I should review next. It's very important to me. So UMA's goal is to enable anyone to attain or transfer any form of risk seamlessly and securely through UMA protocol to empower anyone or everyone to participate in a universally accessible financial system. That's very important because the financial system right now, as it is, it's not as simple as you might think. Like, yes, if you're over the age of 18, you can participate in the financial market of buying shares or cryptocurrency, but as we all know, it's heavily centralized. Most of these systems are heavily centralized. So how do we make it more for people to access without being afraid that your information is going to end up being sold? So UMA is an open source infrastructure for deploying and enforcing synthetic assets on Ethereum. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So UMA enables developers to quickly and easily build synthetic tokens that track the price of anything. And you can view that here. I'll leave a link to this specific article in the description so you guys can research this yourself. And they've got two great articles on priceless financial contract templates and decentralized Oracle service. So together, both of these things, together these components enable creation of fast, efficient, and secure synthetic derivatives on the Ethereum blockchain. Derivatives. So that's very important. Understanding UMA. So if you'd like to learn more about it, you guys can check this out. And that's what we're going to look at right now, the overview of what UMA is. And it brings you to how does it work. And that's very important. So UMA offers priceless financial contracts. Priceless financial contracts are smart contracts that only require an online price feed in event of dispute. Economic guarantees and network incentive ensures that network actors will act honestly most of the time. It's interesting that it says honestly most of the time, but in the event of malicious actors or an ad opt market event, a dispute can be raised to call UMA dispute resolution system known as data verification mechanism, DVM. And there are 5 main network actors on UMA, guys: token sponsors, liquidators, disputers, data verification mechanism, and UMA token holders. If you're a UMA token holder, this might excite you because you're one of the actors in the UMA protocol, in the UMA database, in the UMA ecosystem, not to mention its blockchain. So, how are synthetic assets secure on UMA? That's very important because they're all about synthetic assets. So, sponsors are individuals who lock collateral in smart contracts. To mint synthetic tokens, token sponsors are responsible for making sure that their position always remains over collateralized, or else their position will get liquidated. And the value of the collateral in the smart contracts is continually monitored off chain by a robust network of liquidators. Liquidators continuously monitor if a position is properly collateralized by referring off chain's price feed. And liquidation can be configured to automatically search for position to liquidate through litigation bots, or manually by anyone holding the synthetic assets or collateral currency of the position they are liquidating. And liquidators are incentivized with rewards to identify and liquidate uncollateralized position. If position is liquidated by liquidator bot, there will be a 2-hour delay before the liquidation is finalized. And during that 2-hour delay, disputes are incentivized to monitor contracts using UMA's priceless financial contracts. And those are smart contracts. Similar to liquidators, disputers can be informed of a dispute bot executed manually. Disputers reference to their own off-chain price feeds to determine if a liquidation was valid or invalid. If invalid, the dispute bot will dispute the liquidation, which is called the UMA protocol. Sorry, the UMA oracle. Oracle, not protocol. Known as the data verification mechanism, the liquidated position will be pending until it's resolved by the DVM, data verification mechanism. Contracts that wish to receive a price faster than 48 hours can use UMA optimistic protocol. Sorry, oracle. I keep on mistaking that word for protocol, and it's nothing. It doesn't spell anywhere remotely close to protocol, but I keep on making that mistake. I don't know why. I do apologize. Anyway, guys, let's continue. There's a little bit about this for programmers as well. If you're a developer interested in building on UMA protocol, view this explainer to understand how UMA priceless synthetic tokens work. Also review the developer's guide to learn how to launch your own synthetic coin on UMA. That's good. That's good. Right away, they're helping you to understand this. Now, if you guys are interested in UMA, or if you guys do buy UMA, or you're going to buy UMA in the future, it means most likely you're going to be a token holder. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to purchase anything. This is for education purposes. So I'm making it clear. What are UMA tokens? And how does it work for the token holders? This is very important for almost any cryptocurrency. Now, before we get started with this, let's just view the price of UMA. It's 21 US dollars, and actually it's 22 US dollars right now. Price just changed literally right now in front of my eyes, in front of yours as well. Total supply, 57.8 million. And the max supply, 101 million in supply. Those are the tokens. That's the max supply. And as you can see, the circulating supply is 57% of the complete supply. Fascinating, very fascinating. So obviously, the supply isn't insanely low, but considering that it is literally almost a quarter of what Bitcoin is in terms of supply, I'd say this is a great chance that this token will 10x and 20x in the next 5 years. Now, 10x and 20x in the next 5 years is very reasonable, especially with a coin that has a reasonable supply, such as this, from a price of 22 US dollars. However, these videos are always about whether or not a coin will 100x, and that's another story in entirely. Even the market cap sits at 1.2 billion, and that's huge, to say the least. If this coin was going to 100x, that's some big numbers. So I honestly don't know if this coin will 100x, and I usually I'd say yes or no, but at this time I'm very neutral. I'm like, maybe it will, maybe it won't. It all depends on how successful it is at doing what it does. But it sounds fascinating and it sounds good, but Usually I'd be 100% sure or I'm not 100% sure. At this moment, it sort of feels like I'm not 100% sure, so I'm gonna choose to remain neutral. So let's just dive into what a token is. So the token is used to operate UMA's dispute resolution system, known as the data verification mechanism. Owning UMA gives you the ability to contribute price information to the data verification mechanism (DVM) and govern UMA protocol. I got it right this time. Protocol. Protocol, but that does say protocol, so there's nothing else I could mistake it for. But I was mistaking Oracle for protocol, and that was so weird. Maybe something just strange is happening. Anyway, the benefits of owning UMA includes earning rewards for voting on price requests from the financial contract using the DVM. Earn rewards for governing the UMA ecosystem by voting on parameters, change, and approving system upgrades. Now, system upgrades can include supporting the new price identifier or collateral type. Voters who participate and vote correctly earn an inflationary reward, currently 0.05 of total network supply, distributed pro rata by stake. Pro rata by stake. So as the total value of the collateral locked in UMA grows, UMA token is required to increase the value to ensure the security of the DVM. The DVM is designed with an economic guarantee around the cost it would take to corrupt the oracle and profit someone would receive from corrupting the oracle. The cost of corrupting the DVM is as measured by the cost of obtaining 51% of UMA voting tokens. Wow. Wow, I'm kind of like blown away by that fact. But the DVM ensures that the price of the obtained 51% of UMA token is greater than the profit for corrupting the DVM, as measured by the collateral stored in the financial contracts that are registered with it. To ensure this inequality holds, the DVM may charge fees to financial contracts, which DVM would use to buy UMA tokens. So voting on request, they talk about that as well, guys. UMA token holders can discuss their votes in the voting channel for UMA Discord before voting, and UMA token holders can use the voters DApp, decentralized application, to vote price requests. Fascinating, really good. And a tutorial on how to vote requests from voting dApps is here. You can find a tutorial right there. I'll leave a link to this article in the description as well, because I think it's very important. Now, governing of the UMA ecosystem, that's the final thing we'll be having a discussion about. So the UMA token holders govern the area of the UMA ecosystem, financial contracts using the DVM, and the UMA DVM. Same thing, DVM, but the only difference with this is regards to the smart contracts. That's the difference. So the governing proposal would be addressed via the UMIP process. I think I said that right. The UMIP process is detailed here, and you can get more information about that. Example of governing proposal include approving new price identifying collateral currency, upgrading the core DVM protocol, and modify the DVM parameters, registering the deregistering contract templates, shuttering down contracts, instigation in rare circumstances. In rare circumstances. That's what they say. So I'm fascinated by this coin actually, and we've talked about how it works. We've had a discussion of the token and what it would be like as a token holder. And we've talked a little bit about the synthetic token as well, about building synthetic tokens and what it means to do that. I think the final point we can touch on is obviously the UMA Oracle system. Yes, I got it right. I didn't say protocol, I said UMA Oracle system. Good for me. So UMA Oracle system is comprised of two core components: optimistic Oracle, which we touched on a little bit earlier, data verification mechanism, which we've been talking about so much, the DVM, guys, the DVM. Now, to understand this, I do believe you guys got to do your own research. To understand this, it won't be that simple. I can't just simply explain this to you in one video. You have to do your own research, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education purposes. You know, I'm limited to what I can explain to you in one single video. It would take me a live stream to fully explain this because this just can't be explained in one video that easily. You know, I mean, it could, but yeah. Anyway, guys, UMA Optimistic Oracle allows contracts to quickly request and receive price information. The Optimistic Oracle acts as a generalization extrapolations gain between the contract that issued a price request and the UMA dispute resolution system known as a data verification mechanism. Price proposed by Optimistic Oracle will not be sent to the DVM unless it's dispute. This enables contracts to obtain information price within any predefined length of time without the need to have price of assets written on chain. So if a dispute is raised or risen, a request is sent to the DVM. All contracts built on UMA use the DVM as a backstop to resolve a dispute. A dispute sent to DVM will resolve in 48 hours. After UMA token holders vote on the price of the assets, at a given time, contracts on UMA do not need to use Optimistic Oracle unless it requires a price of an asset faster than 48 hours. Very good, very good. So I hope you guys understand the basic of the Oracle system. However, if you want to get a more in-depth look and a better understanding, I recommend you guys checking this out for yourself and seeing what it's all about. Because I promise you, it'll be worth it. Now, this has been a fascinating video, and I've definitely learned a lot about UMA. It's been very educational. I've been watching videos on UMA presented by none other than Coinbase. Speaking of which, and this is not sponsored, but obviously, if you guys use Coinbase, then you know that they allow you to earn tokens if you learn about them, and apparently you can earn like $6 from UMA through Coinbase Earn. So if you already use Coinbase, you already know this, but I'm just letting you guys know. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just letting you know that this is something that Coinbase does. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I definitely think this coin has a great possibility of 10x and 20x in 5 years. However, 100x is a much bigger margin, especially for a coin that is already doing really well considering its price. Yeah, that's going to be a fascinating thing to watch. So overall, I'd say yeah, I do like the sound of everything that I've read so far, and I will be keeping up with UMA and the news that are yet to come. So I hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. And remember, this is Altcoin Disrupt. And I've got plenty of videos for you guys to check out. I've been uploading loads of videos recently, so you guys can check these out if you want. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I recommend you checking out Engine Coin video. It was really good. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.